Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got a lot to go over today. There is a brand new update for Battlefield 6 1.1.1.5, which includes a lot of the important fixes to the game that will really change Battlefield 6 for the better and make it, I think, the game that we were all hoping it would be. Now, this is a pretty small patch, but then a week from now, on the 18th of November, we also have part 2 of Season 1 coming along, so I wanted to just roughly scan over that, what kind of content we're going to be getting from that week. And then we've also got some new leaks out of Insider Gaming as well to cover. So, as always, if you guys enjoy the content here on the channel, hit the sub button, hit the like button. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's just crack on here with Update 1.1.1.5. Bit of a mouthful, but we'll try and get through it nonetheless. So this update is live right now. You guys can jump in and experience it. It's been live since 9 o'clock this morning. And let's go straight to the changelog because there are a lot of really good changes here. So first of all, we have the player section. And the first one says fixed an issue where dispersion would be higher than intended when going from sprint to firing in ADS. There's been a lot of weird problems and glitches with the dispersion in the game. They haven't really done the overhaul, so for those of you who are waiting for the big overhaul to dispersion and for all of the recoils on the weapon, that isn't here yet. But another one they fixed is an issue where dispersion would incorrectly scale with movement speed and always assume the player is moving at maximum movement speed for the stance. So again, that was another bug there. So, you know, even though this isn't a massive change, hopefully just those two bugs being fixed should make quite a difference to the gunplay. If you guys have already been in the game and you've tried it out, you know, feel free to chime in with your thoughts and your comments down below. Okay, next, they've tuned the landing animation to reduce excessive camera and weapon movement when aiming down sights, improving visual stability during and after landing. This update also resolves instances where the ADS aim could be displaced when sliding. So again, another bug here relating to ADS aim. This one, though, seems to be triggered by the landing animation, so good to hear that they've resolved that one. Now, the next one is a massive bug fix here under the vehicle section. I'm sure you'll be able to guess what it is. Yes, they have fixed an issue where lock-guided missiles did not get counters as expected when met with enemy countermeasures such as flares. So basically, anytime an aircraft was laser designated and somebody fired a lock-on missile, such as an MR missile on the IFV at it, it would go straight through the countermeasures. This was clearly unintended, and so they have now fixed that. They've also said they have reinstated the MR missile on the IFV, so if you liked using that missile for its intended purpose and not its unintended purpose, that is now back in the game. Can't tell you how happy I am to see this. That means finally we can fly in Battlefield 6 again. And the next one is going to be no less earth-shattering, really, to the gameplay of Battlefield 6. On the gadget front, they have fixed an exploit allowing players to ascend and access unintended areas when standing on the XFGM-60 recon drone by hitting it with the sledgehammer. So I'm sure most of you guys will know about this by now. I think it's been in the game since day one, where if you sledgehammered a friend's drone, I don't think you could do it on your own drone, you could basically continually gain verticality and just go up to anywhere, you know, parachute off of the drone, parachute down to unintended rooftops, put down spawn beacons, and it was kind of just ruining the flow on a lot of the maps. So finally, that one has been fixed. What about the assault ladder, though, allowing you to get to unintended places as well? There's nothing about that, I don't think, in these patch notes, so I assume that is still possible. But of course, you know, the main offender here was definitely the recon drone bug. So next section is maps and modes. They've fixed an issue where vehicles did not spawn correctly in Breakthrough and Conquest. It's kind of funny because I thought that that was already fixed in a previous patch. I think in the Season 1 patch, correct me if I'm wrong guys, but I thought this was addressed. It seems that some of those little niggling bugs had still been left in there, so apparently they have now fixed that. They fixed an issue where matches sometimes would start with all sectors and objectives active at the same time. So I'm assuming again that's on game modes like Breakthrough or maybe even Escalation. I personally haven't experienced that, but hey, could see that one's fixed there. They've also fixed an issue in Strike Point on Siege of Cairo where destruction did not reset at half time. So good to see that. Now for the UI and the HUD, they fixed an issue in vehicle customization. Locked anti-air vehicle presets did not display their unlock criteria as intended, so not really a big deal there, but nevertheless good to see it fixed as well. And then on the subject of progression, they fixed an issue where the shotgun weapon challenge, kill 5 enemies with a shotgun without reloading, did not complete properly. And then they've also fixed one where progress for the Engineer Specialist 3 assignment did not save correctly either. Off the top of my head, I think Engineer Specialist 3 is the one where you have to get damage with lock-on missiles and also against laser designated targets. And I haven't even done that one yet. I just left it on the back burner precisely because I wasn't getting any progression counted towards it. And it seems now they fixed that. So if you're one of those people who's been affected by that, you should now be able to go out there and do it. Although I have to say, the prospect of standing out in the middle of a field, firing AA launchers up at aircraft, has me less than excited. Now coming down to the audio section, I started to get excited, hoping we were maybe going to see something about footstep audio, particularly in RedSec, but no, they've only fixed an issue where activating the Battlefield Pro radio channel through the comma rows did not play any sound. I didn't even know that you activated this through the comma rows, so I guess I'd learned something new here. Okay, the next section is about RedSec, and this is for the players. So first of all, they fixed an issue where Battle Royale quad matches did not end after the last team was eliminated. I don't really play much BR, so I haven't encountered that one, but I assume you were just sort of stood around waiting for the game to end. They've also fixed an issue where being killed immediately after a mobile respawn completed could result in the squad being eliminated instead of reviving remaining teammates. They have fixed an issue where players could become stuck in a top-down view of the map after redeploying, and then finally they fixed another one where players retain their second chance after redeploying and did not transition to the end of round screen after their next elimination. So there you go, for any RedSec players out there, you guys should be pretty happy with that. So that is actually it for the patch notes. Not the biggest patch notes in Battlefield history by any stretch of the imagination, but I think the main takeaways here are really important and could actually massively change the way that Battlefield 6 plays, allowing aircraft to fly again without being constantly bombarded by these broken, buggy missiles, allowing people to play without being bombarded by snipers on rooftops of which they shouldn't be there, and also, of course, you know, having the gunplay in check, all of these weird recoil bugs and the dispersion bugs, or the bloom bugs, whatever you want to refer to it as, those being fixed, I think could play out to be really, really nice. Again, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't really want to comment on it too much, but let me know what you guys think of it so far. Now, a week from now, we will be getting the second part of Season 1 on the 18th of November, and that is called California Resistance. And with this, we're going to be getting, of course, a new map that you guys will have probably heard about by now. It's called Eastwood, and I'm almost convinced that this map is going to be very, very similar to the map that we've recently seen out of Portal, basically a part of the Battle Royale map that was reused in Portal, and somebody made a conquest game out of it. I do have a video on that. I'll link it up in the corner if you guys want to check it out and how to play on that. I really hope it is something entirely different though, because, you know, if they're going to basically put this in as an extra map in Portal with the first part of Season 1, and then with Phase 2 of Season 1, they just release it with flags on it, and they're like, oh, here you go, guys. Here's the map that you've already experienced. That's going to be kind of lame, so I really am crossing my fingers that it's going to be an entirely new map with a new layout and all the rest of it, even though it's set in the same location. We're also getting a new game mode, of course, Sabotage. This is a limited time mode designed for 8 versus 8 combat. Can't say I'm like super excited for this one, because for me, Battlefield is all about those larger scale game modes, you know, Conquest, Breakthrough, stuff like that. I mean, we have so many small scale game modes already. We've got Strike Point, we've just got Gauntlet. Do we really need like another 8v8? I don't know, maybe it's going to be cool, but that's just kind of where I stand on it. There's another mission coming to Gauntlet there, which will add into the rest of them. It's called Rodeo. Again, you know, just kind of fleshing out Gauntlet. Don't get me wrong, I think Gauntlet is a cool thing, but it's just, I don't know, it's just not that Battlefield to me. The new vehicle this time around is going to be the golf cart, which, again, we've already seen on that Portal map that I talked about, which is like the clubhouse of the Battle Royale map, so we've like kind of already experienced that. And then the other big thing is battle pickups, which are reportedly going to be the Rorsch Mark II, the railgun, and the MP RMG, which is a minigun. So I'm pretty certain that both of those will only be on the Eastwood map. I don't think they're going to implement them into each and every Battlefield 6 map in the game, although they will surely be added to Portal as well. So for people who do want to go and like faff around with the maps and add specific spawns for them, they'll be able to do that. Are they going to be crazy overpowered? Are they going to be a little bit lackluster? It's quite hard to get the balance of, you know, power weapons like this correct in a game like Battlefield. So I think they're going to be a lot of fun for people, but maybe quite irritating for people. I can only assume that the Rorsch is going to be able to snipe helicopters and jets. The minigun is clearly more of an anti-infantry weapon, so you're going to be able to mow people down with that, but I guess we'll find out in a week from now. And then, of course, we've got the DB12 shotgun and the M327 trait, which is kind of like a bit of a middle ground, not quite the same power as the 44 Magnum, but definitely like more than a Glock. This is basically similar to the Rex from Battlefield 4. And then there's another attachment coming, actually called the Slim Handstock. So grips in Battlefield 6 are very, very effective. So I'm interested to see if this one is going to be like better than the full angle grip. Is it going to be one of the better grips in the game? How many points is it going to cost? Because some of the other attachments that came out on the first phase of Season 1 are actually pretty nice. So that kind of caught me off guard there and is certainly a welcome addition. Alright, next up, it is reported by Insider Gaming that 9 new game modes are in development for Battlefield 6's post-launch content. And here they say, last month we revealed that 6 game modes were in development for Battlefield 6. Since the release of the game's first season, more have been added to the game's files. Oh, so these have been acquired via data mining then. 2 of the game modes that we previously reported on, Sabotage and Strike Point, have already been confirmed to be coming to the game, which leaves Raid, Payload, Squad Shootout, and Tank Hunt remaining for the original 6. Yet, within the game files, Insider Gaming has also discovered 5 new game modes which are labelled as prototypes and are seemingly very early in development. These game modes are Convoy, Fantastic Four, Gunmaster, Touchdown, and Tug of War. And here you can see the actual file strings to see where they've gotten this information from. So these are the files that they found inside, I believe, the current build of Battlefield 6. So what could some of these game modes be? Well, Convoy, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. It's probably like a payload type game mode. We have seen something like that in Battlefield 2042 already, and I think I've already heard whispers that DICE liked the look of that and that there was a similar mode coming to the game. Fantastic Four, I'm assuming, is going to be some sort of a class-based experience where you each play one of the 4 classes. Not sure how that's going to work, but it sounds like a smaller scale mode. Gunmaster, of course, we're all, most of us at least, familiar with that. You revolve through like 20 different weapons, and then you end up having to get a knife kill for the final one, and the first person to get through all the different guns and get that knife kill wins the game. It's deathmatch, there are no teams in that one. Touchdown, well, this is obviously like a football reference. Not sure what that one's going to be. Maybe something similar to Capture the Flag. Tug of War, I'm honestly not too sure what this one is going to be. Maybe something similar to Chain Link from Battlefield 4, or at least you're going to have flags in a row, like in a linear fashion. One of the things that really screams out at me here, not just from these modes, but the ones he also said he'd previously data mined, like Payload, you know, Squad Shootout, Tank Hunt, they all sound like just fairly small game modes, not the sort of big, bombastic, high player count experience that I think Battlefield players expect. And I think we've already seen this with Season 1, right? With Strike Point coming out and Gauntlet. I think those experiences have their place. Like, sometimes I enjoy jumping in there if I want, strange to say it, but a little bit more of a casual experience, because I can actually catch my breath in those game modes. But it's not really, personally for me, what I log into Battlefield 6 to play. You know, if you guys are playing a ton of Strike Point or a ton of Gauntlet, comment down below and let me know if I'm just maybe one of the minority here, but that's just the way I feel about it. And so I do hope they put some of these larger game modes in there as well. Right, that is going to do it for this video, guys. As always, leave me your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you so much for watching today. Subscribe to stay up to date with everything Battlefield 6. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video as well. That always helps out the channel. Have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one.